We cutting loose.
All right, everybody, it's time for another episode of DWMOD. Yes, disagree with me or don't. There's going to be a lot of that today. We got the full panel going. Hopefully, Anthony Fanelli is going to be jumping in on this one. Live from the set. It's game time decision. Game time decision if we're going to get Bert on the show today. Maybe we'll, maybe we won't. But we're going to get into it, man. We're going to be talking Indiana national championship. Well, that was a big deal. Gabe hates it. We're going to be talking NFL playoffs. We're going to be getting into all kind of things today, Louis. So let's do it. Hit the show, bro.
Touchdown!
College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down! Hut!
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. All right, guys. Hey, that's how it works. We're going to have to change that song, I think, though. At the beginning there, it's B1G versus the SEC. I mean, the SEC hasn't had a team in the championship game for the last 3 years, right?
It seems like it's just B1G now. It's the best football conference in the world.
It seems like it. I mean, you guys disagree with me or don't, because I'm not one for gimmicky sound bites all over the internet for people to repeat. But this one kind of resonates, man. As soon as everybody was able to just start paying players as much as they wanted, seems like it all leveled out. Is that crazy, Gabe? What do you?
Well, Purdue's clearly not paying our players enough. So
it's going to take some time for those teams to get caught up. Not everybody can be Indiana.
I'm not well.
Sure.
That's an indicator, but still trying to show some support to my alma mater. And
hey, do your thing. That's gotta be hard. And Andy, correct me if you disagree here or not, but like, even for me, like, I mean, I'm a Michigan fan, but I'm not one of these diehards, just played elsewhere, but I'm a Michigan fan. And when Ohio State wins it and shit, like, it doesn't really like make me want to throw up, you know what I mean? Because they're always good. But like for you, it's like both of those football programs, not very good ever. And Indiana, like really bad historically. It's got to be like, I imagine if it was like Michigan State went to go win it. I like Michigan State. I'm just saying for Michigan fans, if the Sparties won it, I'd be like, come on. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's not your direct rival, IU is a sweetheart, especially in the Big Ten. All of the Big Ten is going, yeah, go Hoosiers, but not us. Like there was a map that was the entire country, IU, except for Florida, saying like Miami. But inside the state of Indiana, there's a small sliver in the Northwest that is rooting for Miami in this one. And that's 100% true. I mean, I said it last week. I was like, look, they're the best football program. They're the best team in college football right now, at least. They're not the best college football program overall, but they were the best team in 2025. So, I mean, they were going to win. And then I have zero room to talk shit right now as a Purdue sports fan.
It would be like if Kansas won. I would be like, come on, you already have basketball. Like you cannot have both. Yeah. I don't mind Indiana winning, but and luckily they're not very good in basketball. So you just one. You can only have one.
I know. To my point, I'm like, I'll see you guys on the hardwood in a week. Like that's all I can say. Like, thank God it's basketball season. And
yeah.
I've said this before. I will go to hell myself and shake hands with the devil if it just means that IU winning a national championship, fine. But give me Purdue men's basketball. I will sell my soul immediately.
Okay, I needed you to finish with sell my soul. You were like just a handshake. I'm like, what are you trying to get away with here?
Just for the sake of Purdue winning a men's basketball, like I will do it. I will do whatever it takes for Purdue to get a national title in basketball.
I'm gonna describe that a knee-jerk reaction. You're gonna want to hold on to that soul. Andy, you can relate to this a little better. You make a better point. Like a Missouri-Kansas thing, you can understand that better. Like neither one of those teams are gonna win a title in football. And then if Kansas were to, you'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Missouri is like the 12th next year. They're like 75-1 to win the national title. Now, hang on.
They're coming around the corner.
I had a friend who here in LA who went to Indiana. And I sent her a text that said, congratulations, you're living my dream. which is I just want one. I just want one, and then that's it. But I get it for Gabe, as in if Kansas had won the national football title like this, I would be fucking sick. I would be ill. I wouldn't be able to live in the world.
I'm doing dry January. I couldn't even drink that Monday. So it's I watched that game like Homelander in The Boys when he's watching that movie. It just high pitch ringing. That's all I heard.
The fact that you're here today and you haven't just offed yourself, to me, is a real win, because I would just be like, this is over, guys. I'm done.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'm not showing up. Not showing up for this, man.
I will say, though, if you want to talk about that game real quick,
yeah,
that's really came in on that one.
Can we?
Buddy,
8 or 9 for 9 on that one. Everything. I had Miami plus 8.5 plus 7.5. I had the under at 48.5. I had Indiana teased. I had the under teased. Just was maybe best game of the year for me. Happened to be the last one.
Yeah,
excellent.
Excellent
when you need it most.
I'll say this: can we dispense with the? I mean, it's easy on the internet to make fun of Carson Beck, but can we maybe put a little bit of a moratorium on that for right now? Because if you look at it objectively, his postseason kind of run, I know he threw the interception at the end of the game. I'm like, lay off this guy. He got a Miami team that should not have technically even made the playoffs to the national title, and he's done that with 2 different college football teams. Why are we putting him through the ringer as much? I mean, is it just because he's a goofy looking guy? Like, what's the problem here? Like,
I mean, we made that joke on the show last week. But like all in fun.
Yeah, it's all in good sport. I'm a comedian. I can do it. Like, it's not serious. Like, Carson looks like a dead-eyed donkey, but he's a great quarterback. And lay off.
He had great games. A great run of games, and played really, really, really well. Moved his stock up in the draft 100%. I mean, Andy, this guy's probably going to go on the 2nd or 3rd round now. Whereas, like, when the season started, you were like, maybe somebody will take a waiver on this kid at the end of the draft, right?
Right.
No, he's not.
No, you don't think
no one is going to take him in the 2nd or 3rd round. It's no way.
I don't think so.
No, no, you can get him if you want him. You can get him in 5, 6, 7. Like, no. But hey, look, he's been living the last 2 years in Miami, last year in Miami, playing quarterback for the U, not going to college, probably having an awesome time.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's going to get drafted very high. I don't think he's going in the 2nd or 3rd round. And you would kill the Lions if they took Carson back in the 3rd round. You'd be like, we need so much help.
That's a quarterback.
Well, yeah, for the Lions, no. But I mean, I don't know. You're probably right. You're probably right about that. I'll agree with you on that. I'll come over to your side on that. But look, the kid, he had a great run, played really well. Yeah. I'm with you, Gabe. Why is anybody dogging this kid?
I don't know. And I mean, it's not I don't know that he'll get drafted because it's not even a quarterback heavy draft. But I'm like, I don't think people need him right now. It's just that if you look at most NFL teams, they kind of have an answer figured out, with the exception of the Raiders. So
Cleveland.
I don't think they have an answer figured out.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. Cardinals? They I don't think a lot of teams are even looking at quarterback position this year in the draft. It's
not a very big draft for it.
No.
Mendoza going to rocket to the top, though. And that brings me to the next thing I want to talk to you guys before we get into quick hits and things like that. Let's talk a little bit how this has changed the NCAA landscape in football, right? I mean, when they started to pay players, listen, the powers that be with the money, they're loving this right now because teams like Indiana are now relevant. They have the 2nd highest rating that national championship game did. More money is pouring in. More people are dialed into football because now your team has a chance. And now Indiana's letting teams like Purdue and Kansas think that they, hey, it could be you next if you want to get your alumni to spend money. Like everybody's dialed in and they're making a ton of money. They love it. And I read an interesting fact. Indiana has the highest number of alumni of any university. They have like over 800,000 active, alive alumni, and a lot of them well-to-do money. They were smart. They tapped all these people, tapped in, and boom, 2 years, national champs. Other teams think they can do this, right, Andy?
It's. I mean, every university has money, right? And like ultimately, no matter where you go, the Indiana, what they really got was a truly great coach at the right time, who had who brought players over that he knew from JMU, plus a great recruiter. He's a great talent evaluator. Like that dude at Cignetti, like, look, he's smart. He did an SEC schedule. He admitted it. He was like, we cupcakes. I'm just worried about the conference games. Like, dude, it just did incredible. It's the greatest coaching job in the last 50 years, maybe ever, of college sports. It's incredible. Cignetti dude's just incredible. I can't say enough about him.
Yeah, Gabe. I mean, is Purdue going to get on this boat? You think too? Are they and I'm not kidding. I'm being serious. I'm like, there are dollars to be had here if you just spend some money, and Purdue's got money.
Purdue does have money. The thing that I saw something on Instagram, and I don't know how much validity there is behind this, but it was something that Purdue is number fifth in the nation when it comes to NIL somehow. Again, that's just an Instagram post that I saw that could be completely fake news. And I'm going, exactly my point. I'm going, all right, so then our football program kind of has some explaining to do, because what is going on here? If we're fifth in the country, why are we sitting at a 2-10 record for last season? There's a ton of people there. First of all, our stadium looked pretty good, pretty full for a 2-10 team. People were showing up to games. They want this is a product that, West Lafayette wants. What is the problem? Is it the coach? Is it Barry Openham? I don't think so. That's his first season. Let's give him another shot. Andy, I know you're going to disagree with me on that. Give it a second. But there's, got a lot of wealthy engineers and a lot of businessmen coming out of Purdue. I'd like to see us maybe donate some more. But then again, I was also talking with friends that are still kind of close to the school, and Purdue cares way more about academics than it ever will sports. It is not even going to be close. We want to be an academic first institution. And I'm like, that's fine. You can be both. I agree to be worth a lot, but I also want some championships. That's the competitive nature of me. I'm like, come on.
You can be both. I don't understand this thought process of these schools that nerds can't mix with sports. We can't have, it's like HBO saying, we can't have two good shows. Just the one, please. You know what I mean? What? I don't get it.
I think this will, hopefully this the IU winning bothers enough wealthy Purdue benefactors that is no, we gotta turn this around.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But it seems like Missouri's doing it, Andy. Is it 75-1 to win the national title next year?
Yeah, wow. Maybe Missouri's in a nice spot. Kind of what we're talking about is Missouri started using money from Kansas City and St. Louis, and they started pooling that together. I also think there's some weird tax law in Missouri where the athletes, I don't remember it anymore, but athletes get a little more. So the NIL guys, they make closer to what they're actually saying. So yeah, that coach is a good young coach who's he just trades out these quarterbacks now. And, I the new guy, I can't remember where he's from. He was a backup. He was the Ole Miss backup, who actually was the Ole Miss starter last year, who then became the backup when Chambliss took over. And then they just got a linebacker from Miami, and they got, Missouri is they're being aggressive, which, I'm not saying they're ever going to win the national title. Like I said, it would be my last day on earth when they do. But, they're at least in the game. They're at least putting money and trying for the right players. They got that.
They were really competitive this year to begin with. So
and they've been scheduling cupcakes, for the last 5 or 10 years. It's been working out great. Last year Missouri didn't leave home until mid-October, if you remember.
Yeah, that's right. They had all home games until mid-October last year. That's beneficial.
But the bill is coming due on Missouri, though. I think this year they got Georgia, Bama, Texas Tech. They got them, or Texas. They got them all.
Yeah. So I got my hand up going. Can we get some cupcakes this year? Because last season, I think we had them top 5 toughest schedule. I'm that's a bad time to be bad at football for Purdue.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, USC, IU, Ohio State, and Michigan all in one year. Yeah. And there's some names that I'm leaving out too. I think Illinois was also right.
We talked about this on the show, I think last year and again this year, Andy, on our NCAA season preview, that the Big Ten and the SEC doing the same things, protecting their big dogs with the scheduling. especially the SEC and the Big Ten. We covered that. Like when the Big Ten brought in Oregon, they gave them a cupcake schedule for like 2-3 years where they weren't going to have to play a bunch of powers. And then same thing the SEC did with Texas. Go back and look at their schedule. They're not lining up Georgia and then heading to A&M and then heading to lined them up cupcakes because they want to prop them up to be these big powerhouse teams, winning schedules, make the playoff. And now these schedules are going to protect their big dogs. So expect it again next year. They're going to send Purdue out sacrificial lamb. They're going to send out all these smaller schools like that. I would say Indiana, but it's going to be other teams. Now you're going to do that. You're going to line up and be a lay down win for all these other teams so they can get in the playoff. Andy, am I right? Are they going to keep doing that?
Yeah, all these schools are, because we've found out 2 losses gets in, right? Like, it goes 10-2, Bama goes 10-2, 9-3. Like, you can do your slip ups to your Old Miss, or you lose one to Missouri, or you lose one to, Michigan, whatever. You can USC, you can get in still. So there's, Notre Dame is doing it the hardest way. Even though Notre Dame had a super soft schedule this year, they played Miami and A&M, lost them both, and they were out. Even though I thought Notre Dame was probably one of the best 3 teams in college football. Sure. I thought they're better than Miami, but I who knows? I'm probably wrong. Clearly I'm wrong. Oh, looks like we got a joiner in 9 minutes, by the way. 10 minutes.
Yeah. Tell them, jump in, tap them, type them out there.
But I mean, it's let's just get the Michigans, let's get Ohio State, let's get Indiana, whatever. Let's all. I just want good football games. I don't want JMU. Yeah. I don't want JMU in the playoffs anymore. I just don't like. I don't want the.
I like that. I do.
I'm off that too. I'm not on that.
I like a little wild card. I like a little hope to some of the smaller conferences.
Let those teams in, because we heard about it after the week they were all in. All we heard was how bad these teams were and didn't belong. And the very next week, the teams that did belong got their fucking ass kicked by just as many points. So whatever. I don't need to see. I don't know who. Arkansas in the first round because they have a bigger name to get their ass kicked. Just let JMU go get their ass kicked. Those kids are kicking into the coffer too. So let them go play in a game or two. I don't know. I'm on the other side of that. I'm with you, Gabe. Let them in.
I mean, my argument is completely illogical. It's not basketball. There's not going to be a Loyola making it to the Final Four in football.
They're not.
I don't care. I like to see it. It's it's purely just entertaining. Yeah.
I would just rather see Notre Dame play the 5 seed at 12 than JMU. Like JMU's
this year.
I mean, to me, it's like, what are we doing? This is
as somebody who hates Notre Dame, I would much rather see James Madison than.
But Notre Dame's a way better football team.
Hate aside, Andy, you're right. Hate aside, this was a good year to make an argument for not 2 of those teams to get in. Oh, there he is. There he is. Anthony Fanelli, welcome to the show, brother. What's going on, man?
Good, busy, but very busy. Champagne problems.
Good
Sorry
busy.
For the lateness.
Good to see you, brother. We're just going on and on right now about like the 12-team playoff and not letting the group of 5 teams in, which I'm staunchly against. Let them in. What's your take on that, bud?
Coming in hot. I let the best teams in. I mean,
yeah, I'm shocked to hear that from you.
In what way?
I thought you would be for the smaller schools deserve a shot, man.
Well, not if it's going to be, not even a game 1 quarter in. I'm also in the mindset of minimizing how many, reallocating divisions. You know what I mean? Making more divisions based on, this is a longer conversation. Do it like overseas. Do it like the EuroLeague soccer. Banish people up and down depending on how they play the year and 2 before. That could lend some credibility to some stain.
I hate this. Shut your mouth.
This is too far.
What relegated to the MAC, like for Purdue? So
no. So they work their way back up.
We're a founding member of the Big Ten conference.
I love it.
Sorry, we're having a little bit of a hard time these past couple of years, but no.
All right, hey, that's a soundbite right there. Anthony joined the show and said, "Put Purdue in the MAC." Let's move on.
I didn't say Purdue. I said teams that weren't performing. What do you got? 117 in D1?
Yeah.
Is that the total number? Yeah. All right, split it. We put 50 in the top, 50 in the bottom.
It's going to take a long time for us to get anything like that. I think we'll see Big Ten and SEC break away and be AFC, NFC, and do their own thing before we'll see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, look, the flip side to me is, and I was just saying this before you came on, it was proven this year in the playoff, all the bitching people did about group of 5 teams getting in this year more than any proved. Now, we probably would have been fine with a 4 team like it normally was, because there was clearly 4 teams that were good enough to play each other, and everyone else, including group of 5 and SEC teams, got their ass kicked in the other games just as bad. I mean, there was 4 teams this year that legitimately were going to fight it out, right? I don't know. From what I watched.
Yeah, I mean, what the 4 teams? I mean, it depends like who you think they are, but I mean, Indiana, Ohio State, pretty good. Miami, pretty good. Who else?
That's what I'm saying. So it was really 3 teams that could even compete with each other. Like Oregon goes up against Indiana, gets fucking smacked. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, then what's the point? What's the difference? I don't know.
There seemed to be a drop off. There seemed to be a tiered list approach to the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
maybe don't have 12 teams in it. I don't know. Maybe go back down to
but they're going to get to 16 quickly. They're going to get to 16 quickly, and you guys know that's going to happen. All right, let's just. You know what? We got Anthony just for a short time. He's got to get back to what he's got to do. Let's jump.
I'm terrible. I know.
Big 6 Picks. Yeah, you're fine, brother. You're busy. Good busy. Let's jump into the Big 6 Picks right here in the middle of the show. Big 6 Picks brought to you by the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast. That's Old English 800. Anthony, this weekend, if you get a longer break, I want you to make sure and sit down, watch some of these games, and have one of these.
Brass monkey, that monkey, brass monkey, chunky.
Yes, that's what we're doing for tailgate, baby, with this official beer choice DWM. Little Old English 800, baby. Get a little splash of orange juice and enjoy that cocktail before the game. All right, let's jump into it, fellas. Real quickly, what we got, Anthony. Let's jump into the first game of the week, the AFC Championship game, if you can believe it. New England -4.5 at the Broncos. 1.5 is the over here. We'll start with you, Anthony. Who do you like in this one, man?
Oh, too many Northeast Ohio connections on the that Patriots squad this year.
Yeah.
And also, they don't have the quarterback on the other side. Throwing in JS there. So I got New England to cover, to win, and I'm taking the under just because I don't think Broncos are going to put up many points.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Pretty
Andy,
simple.
what do you think, buddy?
You know who I love. I love the Denver Broncos here. Like to me, it's crazy. Bo Nix goes out, and if he plays, what are they? 2-point favorite? So you're telling me Nix is worth, and open at +5.5. You're telling me Nix is worth over a touchdown to the Broncos? Not for me. No way. I'll give you a couple quick stats, by the way, just so you know. Underdogs on their that's a ramp stat. Teams in this spot, they play the game on Sunday, which would be the Broncos in this case. Is that right? Did they play Sunday? I think
so. Yeah.
Versus the team that played on Saturday. You know what? I'm going to take that back because that's another Ramsey. I don't want to give that one away either because I don't want you guys want to know what I'm doing. The Broncos are 4.5-point favorite at home underdogs. Home dogs of at least 4 points in the NFL playoffs are 10-0 against the spread with an outright win of 6 of the 10. All right. Sean Payton, 17-5 with a backup quarterback. I love Stidham and the Broncos here. Too many points. I would take the Broncos at -2, +4.5, +5.5 is crazy to me. So it's also going to be 35 and sunny. Give me the over. I think there's going to be no weather. Too many turnovers. The Pats turn it over too much. They just turn it over too much. Mays fumbled 6 times in 2 games. I don't know. I just, I love it. Take Stidham over 32.5 passing attempts. Love that. You want to do that? Peyton's going to throw it. He's going to throw it. They don't run it. It's going to be all on Stidham. Last one is, you remember the only other time we've seen Stidham play was week 1 versus the Raiders. He was with the Raiders. He played at that time the Niners, and the Niners had the number 1 defense, and Stidham and the Raiders lost in overtime. Stidham threw for over 360 yards in that game. I like that. The other one is the first player, Sean Payton. First player Sean Payton signed as a Denver Bronco head coach was Jared Stidham. Give me the Broncos. Give me the over.
All right, man. Good luck with that. I'm going to be with you, Anthony, all the way on this one. You ain't bringing in Jared Stidham. You're not bringing in Stidham and winning this game. And this thing is, I'm absolutely on the under here, 100%. Both these defenses are going to show up. Both these teams are going to be used to the weather here. May, a couple, game to get his feet wet. Yeah, he had some mishaps, but he's just going to get better. New England just better all the way. I'm going New England all the way. Give me the under. Gabe, what do you like?
Dude, give me New England. Give me the over, though. I think they, I don't know. I smell blood in the water. I think it's, rookie, Stidham, it didn't take a snap this season or something like that. I'm like, against this Patriots defense, I think it's going to be kind of a bloodbath. I think we'll see the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And to be different, I'll take the over because I think they will run up the score. It's just what they do.
Yeah, I don't know if the Broncos can do their part to get the 40. What are you going to say, Andy?
I'm going to, if you do want to take the Broncos like me and you want to take the money line, bet them to win the Super Bowl 12-1. You're never going to get better odds. Just do that instead of betting the Denver money line, because then you can hedge it when they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. Well, I might say put your money opposite of what Andy said if you want to bet, because you're going to lose it either way, and it may be more fun to watch them play the game you're betting on. You know what I mean? Than the Super Bowl. Just the
Broncos are going to win straight up. The Broncos are going to straight up win. I guarantee it.
All right. Hey, we'll see. Hey, maybe you'll close the gap here a little bit, but because the standings right now, Anthony in first place at 42, Gabe second place at 38. I'm lagging behind at 31, Andy at 26, but striking distance with a few games left, striking distance. Let's jump to the NFC Championship game. It's the Rams plus 2.5 at the Seattle Seahawks. 47.5 is the over-under. Gabe, who do you like?
I'm going to go. I'm rooting for the Rams, but I'm going to take Seattle. I think at home, I think this is really almost just a toss-up at this rate. They look fantastic. I'll take the over, though. I think the Rams will cover, but give me Seattle. Give me the over.
So you're going to take Rams to cover. Seattle win. Okay.
Right.
All right. Rams cover. All right, Andy, what do you think, man? Give us
underdogs on their third straight road game are 9-28. Against the spread. By the way, it's 24%. Teams in the spot where they play overtime game on Sunday versus the next week they play the Saturday team. They're 1-8 straight up, 3-6 against the spread. I like the Seahawks. I like the over. The Rams only lost by 3 except one game. They lost against Eagles since that block punt. I think it's kind of a Seahawk party.
That's the
Rams
first,
also rode 7 games.
that's the first logical pick I think I've seen you make, by the way.
The first logical one was the Broncos.
We'll see.
You have to take the Broncos and the points. Any other way is crazy.
You don't have to do that, guys. Don't have to do that. Listen, you're listening to an addict. I'm just telling you. All right. Hey, listen. So Seattle all the way for you.
Yeah.
Seattle all the way for you. Seattle Rams, Gabe. Listen, guys, you know what I got going on right here. Oh, right. Got my Lynch jersey. I feel with my microphone, but I got the Lynch jersey going on there. But I got one more little thing I want to add to you guys for this pick. I got to get it for you. Hold on now.
It's like this. He just leaves it.
I know.
Anthony's got to leave in a second, and he's just gone.
It's all right.
This pod has gone to hell. It's over.
Yeah.
I was on fire after week 1. Week 2, I stunk.
Well, you and I were both.
Fellas, the team that's going to win is the Rams, baby. It ain't going to be Seattle because they.
I feel like you should have had that closer.
Yeah.
This guy, Matt Stafford. It's not easy to switch it up that quick. I have to edit that, but I had to switch it because the guy that is going to be the difference maker in this game. You guys are telling me, Andy and Gabe, you're going to go with Sam Darnold to outduel Stafford down the stretch here. This is going to be a close football game. This isn't going to be like last week, Seattle getting out front like that. Give me Matt Stafford at the end of the game. I'm with you, Anthony. I'm going Rams, and I'm taking the over, right? I mean, what are we doing here?
I haven't verbalized it yet. This was via text.
We're all going to be on the over.
Okay. Sorry, I jumped the gun there. I thought you were giving yours while I was over there. I thought you were.
No, I was adhering to the podcast rules. I was waiting my turn. But yeah, having said that, I got Rams, obviously, to cut. Give me the points, win. I think everyone's underplaying. Charbonnet's outplayed Walker over the past 2 weeks. Like, he basically was Bucky Irving and Rashad White from last year by the end of the year. I think he had 3 touchdowns last week, but like they were a 50-50 backfield with Charbonnet getting the clutch carries. I think that's going to play big. And also with Seattle, they crushed San Francisco, but they got JSN. But like after that, how many catches on the year does Kupp have? 40, maybe. Like they don't have a true number 2. While the Rams, they go to Puka and then they got Devontae for the big play ball, and now they're hitting both tight ends. I just think they have too many weapons. I'm going to take the over because both teams are going to score somehow, some way. But I I think it's Stafford's year. I think it's going to live up where it's going to be Drake May and Stafford, the two best that played all year in the big game.
And don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for the Rams. I got a cousin that's a Rams fan, and I do love Matt Stafford. I wanted him to be a Colt, actually, but I just think Seattle at home and the over. Give it to me. Yeah.
This will decide the playoff score for us. I cut it out right now. I have to. I got it.
You got it, brother.
It's like,
Hey,
thanks, guys. I'm sorry for being late. Yeah, Gabe, nice meeting you. Thanks for yelling at me 10 seconds into meeting you. I appreciate it.
I will do it again.
We'll see you, boss.
Kyle Orton. All right.
Bye.
Hey, that's it, man. Hey, we had Anthony for a few minutes, got his picks, and hopefully we'll have him during the Super Bowl. He made some good points about what the Rams can do on offense in this game. I do like the Rams to win this game, but two good storylines. He brought up the opportunity of both MVP 1 and 2 candidates meeting in the Super Bowl. Andy, I didn't even think of that. Can you remember the last time we saw both candidates go head to head in the Super Bowl?
No, not off the top of my head.
Either.
You know, like I would say Mahomes, Hurts is top, there's two of the top 3 or 4 guys probably in that one of those years. But
not close like this though, right?
It's never this close. It would be a fun matchup. I just don't think the Rams are going to win though. I think Rams have been on the road 7 of the last 9 games. Like 7 of the last 9. They're tired. Sure. They're tired. They should have lost to the Bears, quite frankly. Yeah. McVay was horrible. Part of me though, if I will say, if I think about how I like to bet these games, this is how much I like the Seahawks, because generally I kind of would want to bet the Rams because the team we saw last week, the Rams were bad. They weren't very good. I kind of want to bet on them this week. And we saw the Seahawks be really good. So I kind of want to go against the Seahawks this week. But I will say, but I feel like for this game, the Seahawks have basically had almost 3 weeks off. They didn't play in week 18. They had a bye. Then they didn't barely play in the second half of last week. They've had a lot of time off. Their dudes are very healthy. Sure. I just think it's I just think the 1 seed was important. These are the 2 best teams in football, in my opinion. This is our Super Bowl. So I just like the Seahawks for that reason. I hate taking a favorite, but I'll take an under the field goal home favorite all day.
Yeah, I mean, playing the number, not a bad choice there. But the flip side to that coin of how rested they are is always that thing of like, man, they haven't played a meaningful football game in a month. And we see how that goes, really, man. You know what I mean? Like they blew them out early the last week, and now they're sitting around. And how about this for another storyline? Cooper Kupp, the Rams blow him out the door, winds up with the Seahawks. If the Seahawks win and go to the Super Bowl and win, Coop's a Washington kid playing for his hometown team. NFC Championship game, he'll get to beat the team that blew him out of the door when he should have been MVP. Did win the Super Bowl MVP. Should have been league MVP when he won the Triple Crown. That's kind of a cool story too. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see that. You like Kupp, Gabe?
As somebody who is referred to as, hey, guard Cooper Kupp on the flag football field. Yeah, I do like Cooper Kupp because I get the stereotype. I play flag football every Sunday, and I get the stereotypical white wide receiver treatment of, we can just press one-on coverage, one-on-one, but then I end up having like 3 touchdowns and 175 all-purpose yards. So yeah, I'll go with I do like Cooper Kupp, and I mean, I think that's why I'm kind of leaning Seattle too. Is like it's just he's on there. It'd be nice to see him get one, but yeah.
Can we gamble on this league? Because I like this insider info we're getting here, Andy. If we could gamble on this flag football league, I could play some over-unders on Gabe every week, man.
Great. Sounds great. Yeah, I will tell you guys that the officials in both games, because I always like these really ridiculous official stats, who's officiating. Just start with the Rams-Seahawks game. This official tends to call a lot of penalties. And so that would kind of generally lead you to unders, just so you know.
Okay.
The guy, his name is Clay Martin, who's the official. By the way, the Rams on the road with this guy are 6-0 on the road. The Rams just straight up 6-0 overall. He worked 1 game this year on the Seahawks game. It was week 6 at the Jaguars, which was a 20-12 win. They called 17 penalties in that game. Just so you know.
So you're saying there needs to be an FBI investigation into this ref? Like what's going on?
I'm just saying this guy he calls it tight. He will call it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Just let the players play. That's why I like taking the over in this. I just see these. It's just going to be a slugfest. I think it's going to be a basketball game and a track meet and all those metaphors just mixed into one. I think it's going to be a lot of offense.
Yeah, that's why I'm on Stafford. I'll dual Darnold. I kind of think the same thing a little bit. But on that note of officials and, we're going to get to that. I got a little segment I want to do and knock it off that has absolutely to do with what you were just saying, Gabe, with letting the guys play. Go ahead, Andy.
Oh, I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to give you two more on one on each game, but just so we have you under covered here. The underdogs are 76-49-1 with Clay Martin as the head coach. It's the best mark of all 27 officials in that span. So generally,
as the head official. Okay.
Generally, that's for the underdog. Last one here. I promise I'll go quick. Broncos Pats. Alex Kemp's your referee. The Broncos are 5-0 straight up at home as him as the referee. When he's the main official, they're 4-0 and they win by an average of 10 a game. 3-0 straight up with Sean Payton. They're also 6-1 with Kemp as the main official. The best mark for any team under Kemp.
Well, hopefully he'll swallow that whistle this week. Nobody wants to see Stidham as the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl. I'm not rooting for that. I don't want to see that.
I guarantee you it's happening. But whether you should take the money line or not doesn't matter. You really should take the +4 to 5.5. It's too many points. I'm telling you.
I don't know. It ain't gonna look good last week. All right, hey, we're gonna see. We'll be texting it this weekend. We'll be getting into it. But let's get on. Let's get to some quick hits. We kind of got jumbled out of order there, but it was great to get Anthony on for a minute or two before we had to get back on set. Hopefully, we'll get him for the Super Bowl. That'll be awesome. Let's get the Gordon Butterfield is on the call for True Laundry Detergent here. What just happened? Let's get to the sponsors, Louis.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Really? Jesus Christ. This fucking guy.
What just happened?
What just happened is brought to you by True Laundry Detergent. It's a locally owned company, and these fellas live in the neighborhood. They're saving you money. There's 101 loads in one bag. They got laundry detergent and fabric softener. They've even got dry sheets for you. Got sensitive skin? They've got the free and clear. No fragrances, no dyes, no additives. Well, if you don't like liquids, they've even got the detergent sheets. Just drop one in every load. There's 60 loads in that box. Just head on over to thetrueproducts.com for all your laundry needs. And don't forget to use your code CUTANDLOOSE1 to get you 10% off your first order. That's True Laundry Detergent. It's Gordon approved. Young Gustav and Sven are gearing up to be the next Siegfried and Roy. And they'll start with the classic tablecloth yank. But that's Grandma's wagon china on the table. That's a bad idea. Oh, nutshots to Narnia. Look out, Sven. I think the cabinet killed him. 90% of magical accidents happen in the homestead. Oh my, that escalated too quick for the human eye. Let's take another look. Gustav is setting up for the tablecloth pull, and Sven thinks the best place to stand is right behind him. But at least his instincts are telling him to cover up his stuff. But then he goes fainting goat. I don't even think he felt the cabinet. He's already out cold. And Gustav's got the skill set of a good getaway driver. He sees this thing going south, and he's on the lam. On a positive note, none of the china broke until the cabinet hit it. That's the one-way ticket to Narnia.
Oh, what just happened?
So many things. So many things. Why did that kid pass out immediately once getting hit in the nuts?
I don't know. It looked like also he was already passed out as soon as he pulled the thing. He was going on his way down. I was confused.
Yeah, he did like the classic kid thing of like dead weight. You're just in trouble and just like immediately, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to shut down.
Oh, he turtled right up Claude Lemieux. He went straight Claude and Lemieux right into the cabinet there. They did pull off the trick though. I mean, not a piece of that china moved till that cabinet hit it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I hope that kid's not dead. He might be. That's the heavy ass TV. That's an old TV, man.
Yeah. No.
Oh shit. Let's get to some quick hits. Okay, I'm sure you guys have seen this rolling around the internet. If you guys watching the show haven't, this kind of blew my mind when I first looked at it. The last 17 AFC championship games have had one of these three teams in it. For the last 17 years, we have seen one of these three teams in that game. The Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Jets. The Jets, which the Jets were in 2, 3 of them, maybe. I think they made 3 in a row, didn't they?
Oh, I thought it was 2, but yeah, it's around.
Yeah, maybe it's 2. Maybe it's 2. Holy shit. Is that nuts or what?
It's crazy, man. 09 and 10, I believe, was the Jets years. That was the Sanchez.
Yeah.
Years. Crazy.
And now the
And was
Patriots
definitely
are
one of
back
them because
in
they beat
again.
the Colts to get there. So
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, the
which I
Jets, those Jets
blanked from my memory for the most part. I don't remember a single snap of that game at all.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, it's 17 years ago.
I'll just because we're talking about the Jets, I'll give you one real quick. Quarterbacks with more playoff road wins than Josh Allen, who has 1. Mariota 5, Sanchez 4, Delhomme 4, Brunell 4, Jeff Rutledge 4, Kaepernick 3, Phillip Rivers 3, Donovan McNabb 3.
Jeez.
Look at that.
Yeah, well, that last one you gave you kind of sums up a little bit of cherry picking within the stat there. I mean, McNabb went to 6 straight NFC Championship games, but only won 3 road games because of the home team most of the times.
Sure, but he won 3 road games. Josh Allen, the Bills.
Josh Allen, Bills usually home team until the AFC Championship game.
Well, they've lost to Kansas City a couple years. That's not true. That's not true. They've lost on the road. They have lost on the road. Josh Allen won his first road game, beating the Jags when they probably shouldn't have won that game. To be completely honest.
Man, they should have won this weekend too. But oh man, what a bad game for him, huh?
He was bad.
Oof. I mean, well, and that's going to get us into our next point that we want to make here soon. Was we got to talk a little bit about that. Oh man, shit. We got to get into that a little bit. Let's just. Nope.
He's bummed about it. Mikey's bummed about this.
Yeah, well, I'm bummed because we just had a little crash here, but we're just going to keep it moving. Hey, anyway, let's just move on to this topic. Congrats to Sam Darnold for getting to the NFC Championship game, right? Everybody shit on this guy for how bad he was. And even last year and this year, everybody's been like, no matter how many games this guy wins, they want to shit on him. He can't get it done. I got to give him a tip of the cap. That's a lot of media pressure coming down on him all the fucking time. I don't know. I'm against them this weekend for the same damn reason, but Andy, you're not. You're on board with them, yeah?
Team's better. Seahawks are better. They're like in the last 30 years of DVOA, the Seahawks are like a top 5 team of the last 30 years. Like everybody's just penciling in the Rams, and I'm like, the Rams have been bad. They've been bad. They should have lost last week. They were week 18. They were down 6-7 to the Cardinals. Like, they're tired. It's a tired road team. They've been on the road 7 of the last 9 weeks. These teams don't win in this spot. Like, they may win this weekend, but generally you want to bet against these teams. Long-term money is taking the Seahawks here.
I just think I think the Rams offense is going to have to do too much heavy lifting. It's the defense of the Rams that has me concerned, and that's why I'm taking, again, the over and Seattle. I just think that Darnold's competent enough to make it happen. And you're right. He gets a lot of media flack for a guy that's been through a lot already and has a pretty good resume to prove. Otherwise.
Yeah. Good.
How about this? Darnold's going to be in his draft class. He's going to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion. He's going to be the first quarterback in his draft class, and that includes Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
And Baker.
Yep.
And Josh Rosen's probably out of that.
I think Rosen's not. I think Rosen is going to be last, but you never know. He may snake it. Darnold's like, what are we doing? Like, he was 14-3 last year. What were they this year? Like, he's 27-6, something crazy. The last two.
Rosen?
No. Rosen's 27-6 in his fantasy football league.
I think he's playing in Gabe's flag
football league. I think I saw Josh Rosen working in an enterprise rental car. But
Darnold's like 27-6. You know,
yeah.
These teams that can get pressure on Darnold can beat Darnold. There's no team in the NFC left that can do that, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out this weekend, man. Hey, last quick congratulations to Caleb Williams for throwing that interception and being the arrogant prick that he always has been, not learning anything, still being the guy that is going to know better than Ben on the sideline, know better than everybody, challenge everybody. I'm the smartest guy in the room. Hey, keep being that guy. Because if the Bears win the Super Bowl, I'm going to feel like Gabe with Indiana winning a national title.
No way. There's no way. No way.
No, thank you to the Bears. No, thank you.
Yeah,
all right, hey,
on Caleb though. That pick's not on Caleb. Go watch the video.
Sure.
That pick's on DJ Moore.
Yeah,
DJ Moore ran just garbage. Look, watch how like if he goes in where he should have gone in.
Yeah,
That's
usually those are choice routes. So I mean, they're showing us that quickly on the TV, and it could look that way, but we don't know what happened in that huddle. Moore might have been like, "I'm gonna get over the top." Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, and then why is Caleb making that read? If he sees him not cut in, why are you throwing that ball? Because you're like, he should be there. That's dumb arrogance.
What a completely non-biased and unemotional shout out that you just had there.
Yeah,
no,
and I disagree. I disagree.
Sure, a lot of people probably do. I don't care. I hate the Bears. All right. Let's get into that Buffalo Bills a little bit. So Josh Allen plays horribly in that game, and it leads to this. I mean, McDermott gets fired. After that. Let's touch on this really quickly. I don't know, man. I don't know how I want to phrase this. If you're the front office for the Bills, is McDermott the problem right now? Like, is he the guy you want to fire? Like, he's got this team playing well. I'd argue he did a good coaching job this year with what they had. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that locker room. They love the guy. You're in it every year. You have like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It's either him or Mahomes. Like, I don't know. You firing McDermott there, Andy? Probably, yeah.
No,
I mean, me neither.
Not in this coaching cycle. I don't know. Like, because there's not really an offensive coach. That's what they probably should hire, except maybe Joe Brady. Maybe they just got hired from within. But, you know, I mean, some of it is McDermott's fault. Sure. Like that roster build, the Bills don't have a lot of great talent, like wide receivers. Like the running back's awesome, but the wide receivers are not. Like the defense is fine. But some of it's on McDermott. I think I would have given McDermott another year. Look, he got outcoached. But there's a few things that happened in that game. You know, the Josh turnovers, that catch, that the Cooks catch that probably was an interception, but could have also, you can convince me it's a catch. Like, so there are some things that if they go his way, McDermott still the coach.
We're going to double back on that catch. Gabe, what do you think? You fire this guy or no?
No, I don't. I mean, It's a frustrating outcome for Bills fans, but he's getting you to the playoffs year in and year out. And he's doing it with some kind of, rosters that don't have a lot of names on it. So, and who are you going to go get?
I mean, that's a better follow-up question. Like, then who do you think you have? But I don't even know that you should get to that question. Like, you already have the guy. He's the guy. They're doing well, man. It's not, 5 turnovers in the game. Here's an argument that I would make to you. I would argue if you've got a team that's let's take teams that are perennial contenders right now, like every year, like Bills are in it for Super Bowl, right? There's another team that's perennial contender, front runner, had just won the Super Bowl, who does have a coach that has lost the room, but they're still a Super Bowl roster that should probably be fired after getting knocked out this year. And it's this guy. It's this guy. If we're going to have a situation where one of these coaches should be fired, Sirianni, right? Andy, get rid of that guy. He's lost the room.
I don't completely agree. To me, the Eagles live in chaos, and Sirianni is okay with the chaos. McDermott was never okay with the chaos. And look, you could say what you want, but like the Eagles have been in like 2 of the last 4 Super Bowl. Like Sirianni is okay with with the dysfunction of a football team. McDermott, in my opinion, isn't as much. Like I think I would rather have Sirianni than McDermott if you're giving me the choice. Because McDermott is so vanilla, right? Like if you take Josh Allen off the Bills, like what are the Bills? There's nothing about that team that's great, in my opinion.
I mean, you could say that about plenty of Chiefs Super Bowl teams. Get rid of Mahomes. What do you got?
They still have they had the best tight end. They had the wide receivers. They got Andy Reid. The Chiefs have things. You take Josh Allen off the Bills. What do we got? What are we looking at? Truly,
a good best rushing offense in the NFL.
You have one. You have that, and the Eagles, right? When the Eagles last year, I like Sirianni more than McDermott personally.
I don't know. What about you, Gabe? For me, I'm like, I'd fire Sirianni.
I wouldn't want to have a drink with Sirianni at a bar. Like, no. Like, it's just he's you're right. Like, he's a guy that can thrive in a dysfunctional locker room, but the guy's so obnoxious and I think overhyped. And, what happens every year is they win 9 games and then they just peter out because he doesn't make any changes. They do nothing dynamically in the second half of the season ever.
Chaos and finger pointing burns you out as a team.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to see that as
not necessarily.
I work in, we work in corporate America like during the day, or we have, and I'm just like, I wouldn't want to see that from a team lead that I'm on a project with at all. It's just the ego and the finger pointing when things go awry. I'm like, you're you're not fit for any leadership position.
I'd argue the Eagles would be better next year. They got rid of AJ Brown and Sirianni. Both you guys hit the door. Bring in a different coach. Let's move forward.
Not getting rid of AJ Brown. He hit the cap hits like $20 million. You'd much rather have AJ Brown on your team than eat the $20 million. Also, the Sirianni problem is an offensive coordinator problem. When he hired his buddy this year, the Eagles were bad. Last year, they had Kellen Moore. So all he's got to do is hire a good offensive coordinator. The Eagles are going to be fine. They're going to be more than fine. They're going to win that division. They're going to be a top 4 seed next year. Sirianni likes the issues. I get that we don't want it in corporate America, but pro football is not corporate America. There is shit that goes on in these locker rooms that are just some of it we know about, like the Eagles, and some of it we don't know about, like the Bills. The Bills front office. If you want to talk about corporate America, what Pagula and the Bills front office did when they came out and shit on Keon Coleman,
terrible,
way more embarrassing than
they show you who the problem is.
Anything that Sirianni's ever done. So to me, give me the fucking Eagles and give me the open discussion of chaos instead of Pagula coming on being like, "Hey, we didn't want to take this Keon Coleman kid who's on a rookie wide receiver contract, still could play for the Bills." If I'm Keon Coleman, I'm like anybody in the Bills. I'm like, fuck the Bills. Like, why do I want to play?
Terrible. You bring up a whole nother.
After that, you're right. Like that is
you're 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't know. I would prefer. All I'm saying is I would prefer not to see dysfunction. Dysfunction rarely leads to success. This is a really weird use case in Philly where it does translate kind of.
They've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years.
Well, I'm talking about like just recent memory. Like, you don't want to see this long term, and somehow Sirianni does kind of thrive in it. I don't know if he's the problem. I don't know what he's like in the locker room.
No, I don't know. My original point, though, being these two situations are very comparable. And if I had the choice in these two situations, McDermott wouldn't be the guy to get rid of.
Yeah, I don't know. I've played football, and like I wouldn't want my coach to act like Sirianni. Right.
Well, we may not want it, but what we are getting is a much more successful Eagles franchise who has a way worse quarterback who does a better job of. Jeff Lurie is better at talent evaluating and more stable. He can be stable at the top. Sirianni can have chaos. The Bills have it inversed. They have chaos as the owners. It's bad. The Bills need to make changes. If I'm the Bills, by the way, I'm like, what can I trade to get Tomlin here?
Yeah. Oh, listen. Yeah, we've delved into a different conversation here for 100%, but I don't disagree with you on those points that you made at all. Those are very legitimate points. Them shitting on Keon Coleman, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Terrible. That's just bad. 100%.
He's the best coach in the NFC East, and I don't think it's particularly close right now.
Well, that's not saying much.
Well, you got Harbaugh there.
Yeah.
You got Harbaugh.
Oh, now? Oh, you're saying you think he's better coach than Harbaugh?
Right now I do.
My man.
No way. There's no way. No way.
No way. There's no way. Let's get to that catch. Let's get to that catch that cost McDermott his job, because this is the issue here. And I'm not approaching this like a Bills fan and wanted them to win, or a Broncos fan wanted them to win. I'm approaching this from continuity throughout the league this season. What the fuck is a catch anymore? We don't even know. We've seen this exact thing go the other way 500 other times. And this one, I think if you slow this one down, and we've got a good slow-mo video here, Louis. Yeah, we're going to get a look at this thing in slow-mo. I don't think this one's even close, and they didn't even review it. If you could have if you just looked at this thing, I don't think it's hard to figure out. Let's take a look. Okay, so here it is in full time. Okay, he rolls over, he comes up with the ball. Your knee-jerk reaction is he double catch, and he came away with the football. Not the case, man. Look at this in slow-mo. He's got 2 hands on the ball. That Bronco defender has 0 hands on the ball right there. Still 2 hands on the ball for the offensive guy. Look, you'll see it right here. Red gloves. Look at the orange gloves, top and bottom, nowhere near a football. 2 red gloves on the football and secured. Orange gloves still not on the football, right? He's pulling it into his belly. Still 2 red gloves on the hand. The knee is down right there. He's got the ball. That's it. There's no orange gloves on the ball. He's down. He's rolling over. And now watch the rollover. He's going to come away with the football. And then I want to ask you guys one question here. They're going to show the rollover. Here it is. Now he takes the ball from him as he's been down for a while after completing the catch. If this were a running back near the line of scrimmage and we were looking at this play, that review would be over in 2 seconds. They'd be like, he's got the ball. It is not loose. His knee's down. Plays over. What was different about this one? I mean, that's a good slow-mo right there. You see, there's no orange gloves on that football.
You got, as a wide receiver, you have to complete the catch. You have to make, my argument is you have to come down and you have to make, he has to, just like he's going out of bounds, he has to roll, the ball can't move. The ball is moving, in my opinion. Like, I get that it's very close. Like the Devontae Adams one the next day, Devontae had it. Like that was secure as he went down, not a turnover. I shouldn't have got the ball. This one, I did kind of feel like, I'm not saying I think it's so close, to be honest, but I at least see the lane for calling this one an interception. Like I didn't feel like Cooks definitely had
Gabe,
it.
what about you? What do you think there, man?
I think the problem is the definition and the criteria that we have in the NFL, which is complete this, phrase, complete the process of the catch. That's completely open to interpretation. And because Andy has a point, it's technically he's rolling and he's not stopped, and then it ends up in his hands. But to me, that I'm going, but what happened to the tie goes to the receiver? When is he officially down? When is the process of the catch over? And maybe it's do you bring in a separate ref that's objective of the game? Maybe it's New York. I don't know what this would look like, and just put
it ain't New York, buddy. We've been watching this season.
That just goes. I'm here. My sole purpose is to determine if things are catch based on this set definition, and that is it's completely almost like it doesn't go to the refs on the field to make that call. It goes to New York or whatever. I don't know.
I think a very good point you made there was the simultaneous catch thing. But that was not simultaneous catch. Everybody keeps saying that. And I'm like, that Bronco dude never had his hands on the football at any point when he went to the ground with the ball secured. He didn't. He pulled it off him at the end of the roll. We got knee down, shin down, butt down, roll. Then the ball's ripped from him. I mean, listen, I understand. I'm not saying it's cut and clear but I'm saying there's no way that's an interception. I mean, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
There is a way, because it was called an interception, and because
that's the thing.
There's guys like myself, and there's hundreds of people who are like, that's probably an interception, right? He catches it, his knee goes down, but he doesn't have complete control. If anything, it's incomplete, right? It's not a catch, right? If you take away what you're saying, like his knee's down, then he rolls and he throws the ball out, right? That's an incompletion. So
yeah, but that didn't happen.
An incompletion or an interception, and I believe. As his knee went down, he didn't have control of the ball. And the Bronco guy, yes, ripped it away. I'm not saying the Bronco guy had it at the moment that his knee went down, but I am saying the Bronco guy took it away. So there's only two options, and I more lean to the interception side.
Again,
so we're at a point where you have to complete the roll.
Yes.
We've been like that 3/4 through the roll. He's down his butt. He's got it pulled into his belly. I don't understand the balls.
75%.
He's got it pulled into his belly.
75 is not 100.
But then to the point of the process of completing the process of the catch, well, then technically the DB did that. So because he wound up with it and it became an interception. Had Keon Coleman held it to him and it did not go anywhere, and then they're just rest on the ground wrestling it for 50-50 possession, well, that's going to go to the wide receiver.
Correct.
At least we have a decision-making process for that.
Correct.
Sure, I guess. But my question then, I guess, is when am I down? Because everybody keeps talking about the ball moving. I mean, we just watched the slow motion there. He's got both hands on it, and toward the end, he's got it pulled right into his belly while his back and ass and knee are on the ground. He's got it pulled into his belly, and he's down by contact. And then we're going to roll and then have it taken away. And then but now it's an interception.
I like Tony Dungy's solution to this is have fourth graders watch the game and then have them just be the independent review of hey, did that guy catch the ball? And then they go, yes. Just have that.
This brings me to my point as to why it was called an interception. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Andy, when I was laying out, I don't believe in conspiracy theories that the league wants certain teams to win or wants certain players to look good, like they cheat for Mahomes. I don't think that's the case. And they love when morons regurgitate that stuff because it distracts from the truth. And what I think when they're manipulating is when they want the game to be extended. You want the game to be extended because you're getting extra ads, you're getting extra TV time, you're getting more eyeballs and viewership. And we know now that that's what these extra contracts are every year for Amazon and Netflix. And these are all based on eyeballs that are watching the streams at that time. More eyeballs on that game. Next year, the price goes up on that. This is what they want. So the minute that play happened, I was like, that's going to be an interception. We're extending this game, because if that's a catch, the game's over. Right there, the game is over. 2 plays later is a field goal.
So you're trading one conspiracy theory for another.
I'm trading a ridiculous conspiracy for what's probably true.
Every conspiracy theory says that. That's the problem with conspiracy theories. But
Gabe, you've watched a lot of these calls from these officials this year, right? We've had them on this show. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to sound insane.
And every one of them from New York, like this one. This one was from New York.
I think the Texans were favored. I think the NFL made the decision to like, yeah, Texans should go to the playoffs this year, because if you watch that game in Indianapolis, Houston against the Colts, you are looking at a lot of calls that objectively needed to be flipped around. They gave them an extra point, for God's sakes. That was not within the uprights.
And
so
this
I'm
was
like,
all the stretch, correct?
Right. And so I know
Extending the game.
I know I'm shitting all over conspiracy theorists and that, but I'm like, that one looks a little strange. That's a little hard to swallow.
Buddy, watch a bunch of Lions games. But my point is, every time this happened this year, it was from New York. And the fact that play in overtime is not reviewed. And McDermott calls a timeout, and they still are not going to review it. You're not going to convince me that wasn't a call from New York, Andy, right? I mean, that's New York saying, we're not reviewing it. Move on.
Well,
why would nobody review that?
Because they believe what I believe, which is he didn't complete the catch. And
without looking at it again, you're saying in real time they had it that locked in that was the call.
They're way more professional than anybody on this goddamn podcast. Like, it's their job. It's their true job. That's their job. So yes, I do believe that. I believe that they believe. I'm not saying they're right. I'm saying, like, yeah, you probably should look at it, but I'm saying what they believe is they know the rules better than you and me and Gabe. And they don't believe he completed the entire catch. And there's only 2 options, interception or catch. And since they didn't believe he completed the catch, they called an interception and they move on. Should they have at least looked at the video?
Yes, probably. That's what I'm saying. You're saying all that thought process was gone through before they
don't have to. That's
at no point you get with everybody else and go, guys, this is a pretty big fucking moment.
You took the scenic route to wind up with Mikey's side of the.
It's not the scenic route. I believe it was an interception. I was like, interception. Let's go. Like, let's move on.
After looking at it, but that's not the point I'm saying right now. The point is they didn't even look at it, to which to me, that decision is made from outside. Those referees never came together and talked about it.
What happens if they look at it for you? Would you be happy with the interception call?
If they went and looked at it and came out, then we could be having a discussion of they fucked up the call. But that's not the talk we're having right now, because they didn't even look at it.
In overtime,
why isn't this looked at?
In overtime, the reviews are done by the office, by the league office in overtime.
But they didn't even do it.
They did do it. My point is they didn't. They do it once the interception happens. In overtime, the reviews are automatic. So they did do it, right? This is not.
When? We didn't see it.
Because they don't have to fucking show it to you, because they're doing it so much.
So now they're just calling in. They're not even telling us this plays under review.
They're cutting to commercial, right? You're cutting to commercial after the interception. Regardless, the network's cutting to commercial. In that 2 minutes, the network, the league office looked at the review and said, "Boom, let's go, interception, move on." There's nothing else to it.
This is all things you're speculating, but normally we would have a referee.
No,
normally we would have a referee that would come on and say, we looked at the play after further review, it is determined an intercept. We got none of that. So now we're not having that anymore. We're getting a guy in a closet making a call during a commercial, and we're just supposed to be like, that's normal now. That's normal now.
Because you have to when you buy into the product, which is this is how they do it, and they say it as overtime starts. All reviews are done by the league office. There are no flags.
Sure.
Which
Let
means
us know when something's
they
being
do
reviewed.
not have to tell you. They just say, let's go. We reviewed
Now we're just okay with this.
Yes.
We're just going to branch right into being okay with we're not going to be told anything.
Mikey,
and
how many times
go down the field during a commercial and we're moving on.
How many times have you come back from a commercial to hear Joe Buck or somebody just be like, well, coming back from the break, they reviewed the call and they did overturn it. They did.
We got none of that.
That's merely.
But that's when they overturn it. That's when they overturn it. They do that. When they don't overturn
I find it ridiculous. That's a huge play and a huge moment. I find it egregious from the league to not even let the fans know we took a look at it. Here's what we decided and here's why. To just come back and be like, no, I made a phone call. Eat my dick. This is the call. Like that. They didn't even listen, that's egregious to me. You got to let us know what's going on. Have some transparency a little bit. Let's have what you said, Andy. Give me the ACC booth and let's break this thing down. Let me hear
I
the
love
league
that booth, but
say why it's a team.
They don't have to. Is my point. They don't have to.
Well, we understand they don't have to. There's a lot of things they don't have to do. But
Right.
As fans, I'm going, this reeks. This reeks, man.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Okay, let's get into Let's get into some knock it off. Let's jump into some knock it off. We'll wrap this thing up here, guys. I love it. I love it when we get into it a little bit, though, man. Because look at these are things fans are heated about and passionate about. Let's jump into some no way.
All right, everyone, time to do me a favor and knock it off.
To your point earlier, Gabe, and I wish Anthony was on for this. He was a college DB. I'd love to see what he had to think about this. Also, I think he was like in Sirianni's wedding or something. So I wish he was here for the Sirianni stuff. Here we go. Let's take a look at this call at the end of this one. Okay. This is the first PI on the Bills, which, yes, does he grab his hand there? He most certainly does. But this is my point to you, Gabe, to what you said. Letting them play. And this is what we're starting. Andy, we talked a little bit about this last week. We're starting to see the NFL look like the NBA. Come playoff time, we're starting to let things go that we didn't let go all year long. And then through 4 quarters of this football game, they're letting the guys hand fight. And I'm saying hand fighting because that's not an interference call where he's grabbing the body, twisting a hip, pulling a shoulder pad. This is hand fighting. Both of those receivers were hand fighting in that moment. They're letting that go all game. And then at the end of the game, you're going to call this one. And let's take one more look at it because you'll see the beginning of the clip. The offensive guy's hand fighting right back. It just happens to be the moment the ball's coming where the defensive guy has his hand on top. They're both hand fighting the whole way. This is not it. Here we go. They're both hand fighting the whole way. And then we're going to slow it down and look at it. And, well, yeah, he hits his hand right there. There's push off. There's hand fighting. My point is you let it go the whole game. You can't call it then. It's driving me a little bit nuts, Andy. Are you seeing the same thing?
No, it's a pass interference. Like, what are you talking about?
Call it on every play then. Then call it on every play the whole game.
But that sometimes it's more egregious than others, right? And that one, if you look at that, like, look, I get what you're saying generally, which is like, hey, when at that time they caught the Bills player his hand was a little more aggressively on the Denver guy, Sutton, I guess is who that was. But it's like when guys get flagged for a personal foul. Like, it's not the first guy, it's the second guy. And that's exactly what happens here. It's pass interference. Like, I don't give a shit how it happens. It's what it is.
But then my point is, then you have to call it all game long because you can't tell me we're letting that go today. That's not going to be called today.
They do call it all game long when it's that bad, and they do call it. I don't know what your fucking beef is with the officials in this game, but they didn't call a bad game like that pass interference, and the next one is a pass interference.
The next one's clearly a pass interference.
They're both pass interference. They're both pass interference.
Now, here's my thing on this one, Andy.
Is every single flag, right? And you're going to tell me like all the bullshit all the time. You talk about the Lions get a holding call. Like, okay, they'll try to call as much as they can, but when it's super obvious, like that one you just showed, that's
I wouldn't say this one was super obvious. That's my point. It's hand fighting. There's no body contact. And if he'd have pushed off and caught that ball, would we have got an offensive PI there, Gabe? You think because he pushes off right there. He pushes off, clearly pushes that defender away from him and heads to the ball. So if he didn't just catch his hand, if we had an offensive catch there, Gabe, you think they're calling offensive PI right there?
I think you let this one go. I don't think I think I'll disagree with Andy. I'm like, I don't think you throw the flag on that one. I see the hand fighting on both, but here's my only issue with it, Mikey, is you're asking for human beings to be consistent in a crunch time decision-making, high energy situation. That's just not going to happen, man.
I think that's the easiest part. I think it's hard to have them to make exactly right calls. You're going to mess up your human being. And my point is, Andy, you're right. It is pass interference. You're correct. My point here, though, is, which is the easy part at the end of this game, is to go, guys, we're reffing the last 2 minutes the way we ref the whole game. We've been letting them do that all day. We are not going to let a team win the game by now saying we're going to call that when we've been telling you can do it. That's my only point. That never used to be a big thing in football. Is the way that, like, the way they called the game usually was maintained toward the end of the game. You let that go, you go to overtime. And now it's starting to be a little bit like, oh, that's now a foul and the team's going to win the game on it. That's what bothered me. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's pass interference. Call it.
It is. No, but I'm not disagreeing with that. It's pass interference.
So like that ref has to decide in that moment, if he's calling or not. Sometimes they let it go and sometimes they don't. This is the moment he called it.
Right.
He's
And I will say, I think that's what you saw with White's frustration at the end. His was clearly pass interference. It was. And when he threw his helmet and blew up, I think everybody was saying he felt like he didn't do pass interference on that play. He knew he did. I think he was giving it to those officials right there. Like, you fucking assholes have been letting us play all game and you just nailed us with 2 in a row at the end here. Kind of bullshit. I think that's what he was really mad at.
2:40 left in the game. Broncos down 3. They run the exact same play. Sutton gets a 26-yard completion. The Bills get off the field. They win the game. Almost exact same play at 2:30 left in the game. That 26-yard completion by Sutton. This is the same play. And the dude fucking mauls him. Like, it's just, I'm just like,
I can't say
it's a fact. It's just a fact.
You're talking about White mauls him at the end of the play. I'm
saying he did enough to get the PI because he did not want the exact same to happen at what happened on 3rd and 11. Bo Nix threw a 26-yard completion to Sutton. This exact same play. Like,
sure.
And so that guy chose a different route, and that route got. He got.
Well, that clip I showed, I wouldn't say anybody was getting mauled there. I think it was kind of both ways. But hey, it's tit for tat, neither here nor there. I just be consistent. That's always my thing. Even as a coach, it was to the referees. You can be good or you can be bad. I don't care. Just be consistent.
You look too long at something, you'll inevitably find an answer. So that's kind of like, you can review it all day long, but you'll find a way to be right.
That's poignant. That's
kind
poignant.
of the issue.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Gabe with the philosophy there. I'll give it to you for the win. There, guys. Okay. Last thing here. Let's just double back on Feinbaum real quick. Not gonna be last thing. It'll be 2 things. Paul Feinbaum. How'd this age? Feinbaum. How'd this age? It wasn't that impressive. I'd like to see Indiana go through the same gauntlet as Alabama and their schedule and see if they even make the playoffs. Remember how bad he was shitting on the Big Ten all year and shitting on Indiana? Feinbaum looks like a complete idiot because he is. Right? I mean, are we done with Feinbaum? Get out of here.
Did you see the apology? Are we going to show the apology?
Oh, no, I did not. He apologized.
He did.
What did he say?
He was basically like, look, he basically said Big Ten was superior conference, SEC, and has been for a few years. And then he apologized to Indiana. He was like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, I was shocked by the humility.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was capable of being a human, but okay. Good.
That's why I think I watched it. I was like, this must be AI, is what I thought.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I didn't know that he was capable of that.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with Feinbaum. I think he's a decent kind of historian of the game, but his affinity for the SEC was checked this year. It was checked 2 years ago. Like, what, you can't sit there all high and mighty and just as the SEC and show me your bowl game records. I'll show you. If they did that, I'll be like, well, here's how you guys did even again, like in your bowl games. You guys sucked. You guys are not the conference that you
sucked.
So maybe don't have this attitude. And
yeah. It just irritates the hell out of me of how arrogant he is with his takes and how much he knows more. He just comes across all the time like, I know so much more about all this than you guys. And I'm like, why? Because you've argued with hillbillies on the radio for 20 years. Yeah, you're the smartest guy on that phone call, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm burned out on him.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Last one, and I don't mean to double. Oh, go ahead, Gabe.
Oh, sorry. The last thing I'll say about Feinbaum is like his ego too is potentially extending to public office, which is terrifying. I'm like, stay out of it. Just stop.
Shelter for you. Get out of here. We don't need it.
Absolutely. When he first got into this thing, he really was a giant football fan, loved it, passionate. Not his fault. They set the show up that way for success to let him shout down at idiots. I get it. That's television and radio. But boy, did he let this celebrity go to his head.
Yeah.
He now thinks he is that fucking guy. He's going to run for office and shit. Whatever.
Right.
It's ridiculous. I don't mean to double down on Indiana triple times here on you, Gabe, but I got to do one more Indiana thing before we get out of here today. The end of the game, Mendoza's little interview and his speech. Did you guys see this thing? Did you find it weird? Did you find it a little weird? Let's play the clip. You got the clip. Let's play this clip.
Fourth quarter, you're leading by just 3 points. And coach decides to go for it on 4th down. What did he say to you in that huddle, and how did you execute it?
That's one thing about our team. We're always going to put all on the line. And
I like turtles.
My offensive lineman blocked perfectly, and we're able to execute the team towards a common goal, have the Indiana Hoosier synergy to score, and then give our team a chance to win the game.
How did you get it in there, though? You had to go airborne, Fernando.
I like turtles.
Why did he keep saying he likes turtles?
It's so wild.
He might as well have been. Yeah, he's a dork. I mean, he's a dork that's very good at football, man. So.
Can I tell you something that bothers me when he does interviews outside of the God Squad stuff? Is that he looks directly at the camera most of the time, and it drives me crazy. I hate it.
It's like it's like everything he does is in those interviews is scripted. Like he's got it memorized line for line. There's no room for deviation from the speech. There's no room for humanity. It's just I'm going to say this. I'm going to check these boxes. I am a dork. Let's get out of here.
It's very much I like turtles.
I mean, and no, I don't hate Mendoza as a person, but he's
great.
He's a good dude. Like apparently he raised a lot of money for MS, which is huge. But like I'm just like, God, you're such a nerd.
he's great. I love him, man. Andy, what were you saying?
I can't wait to see this Vegas locker room with Mendoza in there. Like, what a city for Mendoza to go to. I can't wait to see these grown ass adults when Mendoza comes in. It's like, guys, I will die. Like when he looks directly into camera, it's going to be great. I can't.
No.
Him sharing a locker room with Max Crosby will be funny.
That's not going to go well. Well, I don't think they're gonna. I think the Raiders would like a couple extra picks, and he might wind up in Detroit. Please. Not gonna happen.
All right, everyone, time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, I'm going to wrap it up there, man. I think we went a little over. We got to get some guys out of here. We hit the Big 6 Picks early. It was great to have Anthony on the show. Enjoy it when we get into a little bit today, guys. Got into it a little bit today. There's a little more disagree than there was don't today. What do you think, huh, Andy?
I love it. You know, can I go Broncos? They're going to win. By the way, can I give you two little Bronco bets I like small? Stidham, over 32.5 passing attempts. Franklin, anytime touchdown. Stidham and Franklin. Second team, they weren't starters. Spent a lot of time together throwing the ball to each other. So if you want to take an anytime touchdown, Franklin's your guy. Stidham's going to find a way to get the ball to Franklin, in my opinion, over Sutton. So if you just want to choose a Denver player, a wide receiver, I like Franklin personally. If you want to go that way, if you're looking to bet.
Good tip. Great tip.
Yeah.
You got anything, Gabe?
No. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I got to run.
All right, man. Hey, let's hit it, baby. We'll see you next time.
We cutting loops.
Touchdown. Ready? College football is now B1G versus SEC. Down. If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money. Ready? All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm in love with the Broncos points. Just love it. I love it.
Yeah,
it's like my favorite bet. It's to me it's overly juiced. There's too much on Stidham, right? If the Broncos were the favorite, if Knicks was playing, what's the line? Broncos minus 1.5.
Yeah, I probably would say it was probably gonna be 1.5. Yeah,
and it opened at plus 5.5. So you're telling me Bo Nix is worth 8 points? Like it's a numbers game, and the numbers are wrong, and that's why the spread's going down. The spread's going down, right? That's why it's like the pros are coming in and betting the Broncos at 5.5. That's why it's at 4.5. I think it's a possibility it gets to 4, maybe even 3.5 by kickoff. So if you like the Broncos, I think you got to take it.
You got to jump on it early. I mean, if you could get on that 5.5 early, that's a good one. Did you get on it early?
Yeah, it's too many points. It's just too many, right? I thought Vegas just set a bad line, right? And now they have to just sit with it. They may have just because of that Denver defense. You know what I mean? Like they could give May some trouble, and then you're going to see Vrabel go into Patriot mode, right? Where we're just going to control the clock, slow this thing down, and then the Broncos get like a junk score somewhere. And I 100% see what you're saying. Turnovers, right? The other thing that the Pats have done really well this year is explosive plays. The number one defense against explosive plays this year, Denver Broncos.
Broncos Orange Crush.
Like they don't give it up. They don't give up explosives, which
sacking the quarterback like crazy will do that.
Right. So also Bo Nix, in my opinion, has been fine. Like, right? I mean, he's been a decent quarterback this year, but he's not awesome, right? And
No,
so
he's not.
all we're asking for out of this backup of Stidham is
manage the game,
a little step up, right? It's not a big step. It's not Josh Allen. It's not Lamar. Not Mahomes. You know, it's so. If you're teasing, you absolutely have to be teasing the Broncos.
Oh,
like, I just don't see it any other way. And like you're probably teasing the Rams. The idea on the over under, I like look at the weather in Denver. If it's going to be like 35 and clear, which I think it is, kind of like the over. If it's going to be any sort of rain or snow or whatever, probably on the under.
I think I'm just going to be on the under in that Denver New England game just because of everything I just said. Like if this thing gets close, New England's going to go into grind it out mode and try to hold on and win it by the field goal. It's just the New England way. It's the way they're built. And on the flip side of the coin, you can't be expecting too many points out of a Stidham offense. You're not getting many points out of a Knicks offense. So to me, I just don't think like Denver's offense is going to do enough to get me to that over. I just don't think so.
Well, turnovers are one.
Turnovers will help.
And I'm not saying just Pats. I'm saying Stidham turnovers, right? That's how you get a couple turnovers. Like, look, in my opinion, the Pats should have lost last week to the Texans, right? Except the Texans were so bad. CJ Stroud was so bad. It's not like the Pats were good. Not like the Chargers were good. Like, so to me, this is he's bad. I don't know. This is a coach bet. I'm just making a coach bet here. And if you wanted to give me one coach with a backup quarterback playing in a championship game for the conference, Sean Payton would be right up there. Or dudes I would want. You have to be like Reed, Tomlin, maybe.
Reed, Tomlin, Payton.
Like Payton might be two. Payton might be one. Right? He might be. I might take him over Reed. So I just think like I'm just going to be shocked if the Pats destroy, if they beat them up by like, I'll be shocked. I just can't, I can't imagine Peyton's going to let it happen. 17-5 with a backup straight up. Like
the only thing that would scare me is that like, I could see New England winning by a touchdown by like scoring toward the end of the game, like scoring in the fourth to go up 7. And then the Broncos can't get it back. You know what I mean? It feels like a field goal game. But that's the thing that would scare me is like New England get that late touchdown, and then you're like, nah, we ain't getting it back.
Yeah, you know, the other thing too is like the Broncos, once Dobbins went out, they don't run the ball. The Pats are really good at running the ball. They're stopping the run. The Broncos don't give a shit about running the ball. Like RJ Harvey comes in and he doesn't run. He'll run it, but like he catches it, moves on the off. Like this is why I like to Stidham over. By the way. They're going to throw the ball 45 times. Like he's going to throw it a lot. And
great
because they can't run it. Also, they can't run it on New England.
Yeah.
And Peyton's not. I don't believe Peyton's going to play that game. I don't think he's going to be like, okay, we're going to try to run it. Like I think he's going to have to throw it.
Yeah, probably. I wanted to ask you. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, then you can put Surtain on who? Who's Surtain going to be on?
Yeah,
Diggs? Butte, like he's going to be on one of those two dudes. So then I'm going to rely on the rest. I think the Broncos, also the O-line, the Broncos have the best O-line in football. The best. There's not a better O-line in football than the Denver Broncos. And you're going to put a backup quarterback, and then you're going to, on the other side, you have one of the worst offensive lines in the Pats. Offensive lines do not travel on the road. They just don't. And this is why I like the Broncos.
All right. I mean, you're making a good case for it, but I think I'm just going to be on this New England side. I just think, man, this guy ain't played in forever. It's too hard for me to, not at what it is now. At 5.5, I could see it, but like you said, this thing's getting around 3.5. I don't even know if I left
4.5 right now. You can buy it up to 5.5.
Yeah, maybe.
Get in the pool.
Maybe.
Get in the water. The water's great.
I like the way May's been playing. I was going to say this about the Bills earlier. I wanted to ask you this about the Bills situation. So they fire McDermott.
Yeah.
One of the candidates they're bringing in, who's probably got a good shot to get the job, Brian Daboll. They're bringing in Daboll because he's Allen guy. He's the guy they think is responsible for Allen. You know the story. He went to New York, all that. New York fires him. They're thinking about bringing Daboll back to coach the team, and that just got me to thinking, boy, is this going to be a Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson situation? If this Bears thing, like 3 years from now, is not going very well, Campbell's out, Ben Johnson becomes head coach of the Lions, it kind of looks like twins.
I don't think the Bills can hire Daboll now. He had such a horrible last few years. I'm not saying it's his fault.
Sure.
I just think if you're the Bills fan and you see Daboll, you're gonna be like, "Fuck." Right?
Yeah.
Like right now, I think a Lions fan. I mean, I would ask you and all the other Lions fans we know, but like, if I gave you a secret vote and you could say yes or no, and I said, "Hey, here it is. You can choose one, Campbell or Ben Johnson." I do believe most people would choose Ben Johnson. I said they both would come to the Lions. They both want to coach for the Lions. I think almost everyone's going to choose Ben Johnson. I'm not sure the Bills would run that way.
Right?
No,
I don't think they would.
Do you see who the Bills are interviewing today? Phillip Rivers. What a fucking
the
mess.
head coach.
Yeah. It's a mess. Dude, this is why
I mean, just flush all your chances down the toilet because you think you know better, the fucking top brass. That was a knee-jerk reaction by ownership to just be like, we're frustrated. This was the year we should have got it done. All the big names are out, and you didn't get it done. You're fired. What a knee-jerk reaction to a bad game. A bad game of turnovers, man.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, it goes back to our Sirianni talk. Like, Sirianni sits in the middle of the chaos. He's okay with it, right? That's where I want my crazy. That's where I want if I'm going to have crazy. I don't want it where the Bills have it, right? I don't want it where the Bills have it.
That's a good point. That's a very valid point. I don't disagree.
Upper management, the owners, like they're making these crazy decisions, right? Like I'm like, what is happening? I'm not saying McDermott's a great coach, but he's not bad. He's not bad.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a good handle on that team. I think if he had, if they just gave Josh Allen a few more weapons and spent a little more money on that defense, which is kind of easy. Every team could say that, but you follow me. We follow these things. I really think they fell into that trap of like, nah, we got Josh. He'll take care of all this stuff. Let's just put the money here, put the money there. Like, you can't do that. He's got nobody to throw the football to.
Nobody. And if you give them that cook sketch, right? You give them that cook sketch. They're going to New England to play for the Super Bowl. I think we'd all be on Buffalo, right? I know I would.
100%.
That's the crazy thing. That catch kind of like decides. But I also do think if you're Buffalo and you see kind of what Sean Payton has done, right? Like you're like, guys, we should go out and pay for one of these top coaches. The problem is they fired a coach when there's not a lot of great opportunity for coaches, right? Like if they wanted Harbaugh, and also Harbaugh probably should have wanted the Bills over the Giants. Like they should have put a feeler out. They should have found a way, right? To get
100% bad time to blow your coach out the door, man. All these openings and stuff, even just from a business standpoint, you got to get together in the room and go, cooler heads right now. Even if we want to do this, this is not the time. We're going to wind up with a bad hire and we're going to be set behind the eight ball even more. Give it one more year.
Because you do have a really nice, obviously, chip with Josh Allen. And if you're a coach, you got to be like, okay, I have, if not the best quarterback in football, one of the best 3 quarterbacks in football. So
100%.
You can build, if you're a young coach, it's probably, a coach they like, it's probably pretty interesting to get there, right? To get to Buffalo. They got a new stadium. They have a lot of things going for them. They have a good running back. They got a couple good defenders. They got a good quarterback. Fan base is awesome. But I do think you have to
line, run the football. Look, listen, if I want that job, I'm like, I got to come in here and I just got to get a little possession receiver. That ain't going to cost me a whole lot, but somebody that's really, maybe Shakir can do that if he's got a big number one. So maybe Shakir's fine. I just need somebody to take the lid off this motherfucker and we're going to be set. We can run the football.
This is why I think they need Tomlin, outside if he's an awesome coach. But the Steelers they were always like 4 wide receivers that are pretty good. You're like, who's this guy? And they never like they have to pay. They need, I don't know who's available in the wide receiver market, but they got to, someone like Pickens would be nice on the team, who's a free agent. Yeah. I'm not saying Pickens is my number one choice.
Sure. Somebody that can do what Pickens does without the head problems, right?
You can give me Pickens. He would be the best wide receiver there in like 7 years. It's like, it'd be incredible. So they just have to pay for someone, like
you got to get somebody. They got to go get somebody. I mean, Tomlin would be great because what is Josh Allen if he's not Big Ben on steroids? I mean,
Right.
he's Big Ben, but 10 times better. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
Tomlin's probably going to sit out, and he's going to wait a year. Like, if I'm the Bills, I'm like, why not wait a year? Why not?
When's his contract up?
It's a year or two, and maybe 2. So you might have 2 years left.
Somebody's gonna have to give up some
But the
draft picks.
Steelers did what the Ravens didn't do, right? They held the contract, held it. If you want Tomlin, you're going to have to trade for him. If I'm the Ravens, I would have done the same thing with Harbaugh.
Should have. Should have.
Instead, they just cut him, right? Like,
yeah.
And Harbaugh's an awesome coach, but
he's a good coach. He's a good coach. I'm sure New York will be good next year.
He has
they'll instantly be good.
He has efficiencies though in the fourth quarter, right? Clearly, like the Ravens for years have had. It's not just recently; it's for a long time. Had some problems at the end. So I don't know. I mean, that's why I still say Sirianni, best coach in the NFC East. Like,
no, without a doubt, that's not even close. I mean, all them coaches are bad.
Yeah, but you get. It's about who obviously, and also what hurt Harbaugh was the Seattle coach left. He's the defensive coordinator, then left. Minter, I think, used to work there, and then he left. Now he's the coach of the Ravens. Like, Harbaugh did such a good job. Like, his dudes got hired.
Sure.
So that happens. Like, with like Steichen, McVay, always guys get tired. It happens. He's really awesome coaches. It happens. So. We'll see. I think it's going to be a fun weekend. I'm very interested in that Rams Seahawks game.
I can't wait to watch that one.
We cutting loose.